Hey friends, Lucian here with the Bullish Bears team. Trying to make this watch list video here now. As you can tell, my voice, it's still hanging by a thread. I haven't made a watch list video now for, I don't know, it's been like, what, 3 weeks now? So as you can tell, I got about 3 weeks ago, this extremely crazy viral cough. It was like the cough of death. And I'm still trying to recover and get my voice back from it. So I'm going to give you whatever I got in this video here. My voice may go, who the heck knows, but I really wanted to get back into doing some of these watch list videos, so at least, you know, a few times a week for you guys, especially with everything that's going on. But before I begin, obviously there's a lot that's happened since I've done my last watch list video. So I'm just going to kind of go and talk to you guys for a little bit, get reacquainted with all y'all that have been following us and liked the watch list videos and now have been waiting, being like, what the heck, why hasn't he made them recently? And also, again, just want to talk to you newbies, welcome you guys here, kind of show you what's going on. Again, so there's a lot going on in the Bullish Bears community, but not just there, in the markets, all the markets, everything's going on. Everybody thinks the sky's falling. So we're going to kind of delve into that a little bit as well. But I'm going to just kind of start, you know, especially kind of, again, we're getting reacquainted with you guys, and especially if you're new, kind of filling you with what's going on, how we work, how these watch list videos and alerts and all that good stuff works. And we will see if my voice holds up throughout it all. So I'm going to start off by going over to our Facebook community here. I'll talk to you guys for a couple minutes about that. If you're not a member yet of our Facebook community, come and join us. As you see, we have about 25,000 members. It's just growing non-stop. Forgive me, I just got to take some water in between here to try to save my voice. So whether you're new or whether you've been around for a while, lots of changes within the Facebook group. Nothing major, but more just kind of, you know, the past couple months, I'm going to kind of take a step back for you guys for a moment here. If you don't know the Bullish Bears, what we're about, our story, I highly encourage you to go over to our YouTube channel here, Bullish Bears. On the home page, you'll see our Bullish Bears Unfiltered here video. It's only a few minutes long, but this is going to give you a very good overall big picture of the Bullish Bears, how we got started, Tim, Dan, and myself, how we've evolved from a free Facebook community, how we went to a donation-based model, and then basically how we went from donation-based to membership-based. So this is really going to answer pretty much any of your questions. If you've been around for a while, you wondered why we made changes, what happened, you know, make sure you come and check this video out. But just going to give you like just kind of a quick synopsis, I guess, of what's happened. You know, Tim, Dan, and I, we're just three guys that are just into the stock market, right? We're passionate really about just all different aspects of the stock market. You know, Tim, Dan, and myself, we're all different traders. We have all evolved as traders, and we are all still continuing to evolve. You know, we don't profess to be the best traders in the world. We're not. We're constantly learning, and as we learn, we are doing our best to continuously give back to our community. That's not changed. But we're all about basically kind of putting it out to the people. We cut through all the BS and all the nonsense of the stock market, and we try to give it to you straight in the ways that you know, many companies or traders, they won't tell you. A lot of them, the reason why, you know, just cutting through the nonsense again, they want your money, right? I mean, everybody wants money. Tim, Dan, myself, we want money. We need to pay our bills like anybody else, just like everybody else on the planet. But the more you tend to charge, or the more these monthly membership services are, you know, they need you hooked more long term. So, you know, there's things that they don't necessarily tell you, because if they told you the truth with trading, then they know chances are they're going to lose a lot more members, because the fact of the matter is with trading is over 90% of traders fail. That's a statistical fact, right? You know, we don't like to scare people off, but we're all about protecting people's brokerage accounts. So if you're in our community and you learn from us and you find that trading is not for you, we'd rather save your brokerage accounts than take your, you know, $10 a month. I'm going to go into our membership in a little bit, what we're about. But as the making of this video, we're only $10 a month. I like to joke about it and be like, we're the cost of one large value meal at McDonald's, or a cost of, if you're lucky, two Starbucks coffees. I actually just went to McDonald's the other day and I got a large number two. And I swear it was like $9 or $10. And I was like, and it was terrible, right? Food is absolutely garbage. Costs you $10. My point being, in Starbucks, I don't really drink Starbucks, so maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know what they got, taller grandes or whatever the heck they have there, but I'm sure two of them is going to cost you about $10. My whole point being is our membership price, it's a joke, right? Some people, we've seen some troll recently say, well, with that $10 a month and 25,000 people, you're going to become absolutely rich over that. And we just laugh and be like, well, 25,000 people don't pay us $10 a month. So some people just don't get it, and whatever. We get trolls. And we do our absolute best to keep them out of the community. But my point being in all this is what we charge for membership, we're trying to keep it so that everybody can learn from us. We're not all about trying to take people's money. We just want our money to pay our bills so that the more that Tim, Dan, and myself get freed up, the more we can give back. See, our story hasn't changed, guys. Just to give you a synopsis again, Tim and Dan, they still have full-time jobs. They have families, kids, bills just like anybody else. Myself, I don't have any family or children. I'm not rich by any means. I've been doing this full-time. I'm more kind of like I'm really passionate about teaching and helping you guys and making the videos and running the Bullish Bears. It's a massive amount of stuff. We don't have big high-tech IT people behind the scenes. It's just us three. We just, again, started off as a free Facebook community. We've evolved, and now we're at the point where, we had to go membership based because obviously the more people that come involved with us as a membership base, the more income that we're able to receive. We're traders as well. But again, the three of us are not full-time traders. Ideally, that's where we're trying to go, where the more that people that become members with us, the more it frees up Tim, Dan, and myself to all three of us be able to do this full-time. I mean, if you think about it, really, $10 a month, divided by three people, you need lots of members to be able to pay your bills. So again, it's not about the money. I'm just trying to give you guys a backstory of where we're at, how we've evolved. We're simply charging the $10 a month. We're making it affordable for everybody so we can continuously grow our community, keep this movement going so that eventually we can bring Tim and Dan on full-time, so the three of us can continuously give back to you guys. So we got, all of us are wearing different hats, and again, just trying to grow this community. You guys have been incredible. The feedback's been incredible. We love you guys. You guys are awesome, and we're just trying to keep, again, growing this movement so we can continuously give more back to you guys. There's so much more that we have planned for you all. But, again, like with any business, there's growing pains and goods and bads, and we've experienced mostly good, and that's where we're just going to continue this movement growing forward for you guys. So if you're involved in this community and you've been around for a while, I'm sure you guys have seen us evolve. If you're new to the community, just kind of sit back, relax, learn from us. Again, going back to our community and the changes, or not changes, but like feedback. We basically, again, the past couple months, we were focused really a lot on getting our membership site up and running. So, there was a little bit of there wasn't as much attention that we can put in the community because we had so much going on. And then once we were able to launch and everything's up and running and smoothly and everything's going great, we were able to put more of the focus back in the community. And we noticed that we allowed, because our focus wasn't there a lot, we noticed that there was a lot more trolls in the community, a lot more pumpers in there, a lot of people talking about like some hot button issues, and then notice some people getting extra kind of rude and harsh towards people, and kind of woke us up. And that's where you can see lately, I'm kind of more the extra emotional person in the group. I kind of overreact a lot or whatever because again, all three of us care about our community and want to make sure y'all are taken care of. I just kind of overreact a lot. But my point being all that is we're just extra protective of our community. We keep the crap, the garbage, the trolls, the spammers, all of that stuff out. So you'll notice there's been an extra emphasis lately because you guys, at the end of the day, our community has always been number one. You are number one priority. So you'll see, and we apologize. I'm sorry that there's sometimes we're going to post We're going to delete posts that it's not because somebody's doing bad. So if you're listening to this and we've deleted one of your posts, if you're obviously not an intentional spammer or pumper like that, and you're like, why do they delete my post? It's probably just because we're just, trying to clean things up. Again, in a community of 25,000 members, if you have a lot of people just posting over and over and over again, again, some people, not saying you, but some people like to talk just to talk. Some people are here trying to get everything for free and want people to give them trade picks, and they don't care and they're not giving back. But overall, the majority of people are always trying to give great content. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to weed it out because we don't want your feeds, if you're following us, to fill up with garbage or anything like that. Some of it's going to go through. Again, we're not going to try to delete everything, but we're trying to keep hot button issues out. Again, let's just talk about it here. If you're a Bitcoin fan, if you're a pot stock fan, if you're a Robinhood fan, we have nothing against any of those sectors. We are not saying anything bad about Bitcoin, nothing bad about pot stocks. If you watch our stuff, again, we make it hot button issues because we're passionate about charts. We are chartists, we are traders, we are not long-term financial advisors. If you want to know what to do with your money for the next few years, don't ask us. That's not what we do. We're traders. Go talk to a financial advisor. We're about showing you charts and trends and what's happening in the markets. If Bitcoin's charts suck, we're going to tell you they suck. If pot stocks charts suck, we're going to tell you they suck. And we're going to show you, right? If the S&P, the charts suck, we're going to show it to you. I hate to be blunt, but that's just the way it is we don't care what the sector is. We're not biased against any sector. We're not longs, we're not shorts. We're going to long the market when it goes long, and we're going to short the market when it goes short. We move with the trends. We are trend traders, and that's what we're going to be teaching you within our community, especially even moving forward. There's a lot more I can't talk here. I'm starting to lose my voice. You're going to start seeing, especially with this watch list here, it's very short for Monday, but we took a different side of things. We're going to start showing you more of shorting. We're going to reference you to videos that we have on our YouTube right over here if you look on our playlist. So make sure you subscribe to our channel. You're going to see over here a whole playlist on shorting. So there's a few videos in there that are going to teach you how to short, right? It's not as scary as you think. It's just the opposite of longing. I'm just going to highlight it in this video in a little bit, not go too much focus there, because just go over and watch our shorting videos. The concept of shorting is not as scary as you think, especially now with the market too starting to roll over. If you haven't learned options, again, you can go over to our website and take our free courses. You'll see a free stock course, day trading, momentum trading, swing trading, options trading, and Thinkorswim, and how to set up your Thinkorswim account, your virtual account. Also, we're big fans of interactive brokers. I will be making a video on interactive brokers at some point and setting up their platform. But basically, you can come into our community now. It's a very safe place to, number one, learn. So in our Facebook group, please don't take any offense. We're not against any bias or any sector. We're trying to protect you because our community, you guys come first, right? So now you're going to see lots of emphasis in there, and we are going to show you charts. If the chart on something that you like is bad, please don't take offense that we're drawing attention to it. We know now that, especially with the markets, especially Friday, I'm making this video here on Saturday. You'll see, Fridays, the markets everywhere were a bloodbath, right? But so a lot of people are freaking out. What's going on? What's happening? XYZ. I'd highly encourage you to read this blog post we just did on market uncertainty. I just posted it. Again, make sure you watch, come to our blog post. Often we post lots of content over here. You could actually subscribe and get emails by clicking on any post, excuse me, and click on follow and enter your email here. So whenever we post content, we're always trying to keep people updated. So going back to the sector, right? When we talk about Bitcoin, if I post a chart about Bitcoin and I'm telling you the chart about Bitcoin is terrible, I'm not trying to insult you, right? There's some people that get insulted and all XYZ. It's probably because they're emotional and they're losing money, right? Same thing with pot stocks. If I show you a pot stock chart and it's overextended and I'm telling you to be careful, please don't take offense that I'm saying anything bad about pot stocks. We trade Bitcoin stocks. We trade pot stocks. We trade sectors. We are traders. We don't care what the stock is going to do 5 or 10 years from now. That's not what we do. As traders, we are short-term, shorter term trends. Again, if you care about a sector 5 or 10 years from now, then either one, do your own due diligence, two, go talk to a financial advisor, but don't get all insulted when we're posting to the community. If you're like all protective of a sector, we're just calling it like it is, And the thing is what frustrated me, which really gets me heated, and that's why I was been really extra kind of passionate lately about stuff, and is because especially with Bitcoin, I'm going to talk about Bitcoin for a moment. People I've been seeing on parts of other groups, we kind of watch, like everything in the markets. We're all about learning what's happening, and I see people over and over. In our own group, we've seen it several times. We've done our best to really delete it, but in other groups, everywhere, other people all over social media, everybody's saying Bitcoin is a dip buy. It's a time to buy. We've been hearing Bitcoin's been a dip buy for a few weeks now, as it's just tanking. It's not a dip buy. It's not a dip buy until the reversal signs show. Right? When something is falling, that's not a dip buy. That thing is falling. Bitcoin, again, just to show you the charts, and I'm going to go over the charts with you guys. Here is a chart. Well, here's the SPX. You know what? I'll take a moment and show you the SPX. The SPX has a head and shoulders or FU pattern. It's been overextended on the daily. Here's a middle finger. Here's a left shoulder, here's a right shoulder, here's a neckline, it's falling. We don't know what the S&P is going to do. Don't ask us that because we don't know. We're chartists. We look at the big picture, right? We look at news, we look what's happening, and then we look at charts. We are traders. So when somebody asks, what's a stock going to do? What's a market going to do? What's a segment going to do? We don't know. Right? Nobody knows. If anybody tells you that they know what a stock or a sector or anything is going to do, they're lying to you, right? When somebody tells you something is a dip buy and they don't show you a chart, they don't know what they're talking about. So what got me really upset lately and frustrated is the people that are pumping Bitcoin saying it's a dip buy, buy. And every time I ask them, post a chart, show us where we should buy it, they don't do it because either one, they don't know, or number two, they know this chart has been terrible and they don't want to show it. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So look at this and I'm going to show you something with Bitcoin. Head and shoulders FU pattern. FU is exactly what it sounds, a big middle finger. This one's not as drastic, but you can see middle finger, throw your knuckles in there, put your hand up to the screen. I'm not a derogatory person, but you know what I'm saying. Put your thing here and you put it up against the chart and you're going to see what's happened, right? Let me show you now Bitcoin, right? People are getting upset with me, or some of the Bitcoin lovers, because I was putting a GBTC, which is a Bitcoin ETF. They're saying, hey, that's not the way to track Bitcoin. That's the ETF, pull up something else. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you that the charts for Bitcoin are almost even worse than the chart for the ETF. But my point being is, here you go. Major FU, big middle finger right here saying FU. They pump it up. What do? They dumped it. Put your hand like this, stick your middle finger up, put it up against your screen. There you go, the FU pattern, otherwise known as the head and shoulders, right? So I don't know what Bitcoin's going to do in long term. None of us know, but we are not speculators. We are traders. Again, if you want to know something, what it's going to do long term, do your own research. But as traders, this chart is terrible. It's telling you FU, it's telling you it's bad. It doesn't mean, again, long term that it won't be good. It's showing you right now that right now it is terrible. It is teetering. The big middle finger, here's the bottom right here of the neckline. If you get one or two more candles that close below this neckline, it could easily fall right down here to that black 200 SMA line. Then you got to find from there if it's going to hold or, again, keep continuing to fall, right? Support and resistance. It's all about support and resistance. I'm sorry, I'm going to get probably heated and passionate now, because this is what drives us nuts, is hearing people pump up sectors and never showing the charts of where to buy. And what we've been seeing for the past month or so is everybody telling people to buy as it's falling. And there's a saying, don't catch a falling knife. Here you go. Stock is falling, and Bitcoin pumpers have been pumping, saying to catch a falling knife. You don't ever buy when a stock is falling like this. You find support levels right down here. If you start seeing some dojis, some hammers forming here, potential reversal. If you start to see this 9 and the 20 maybe curl back up, if you start to see the MACD curl back up, if you start to see RSI point back up, and the buyers and volume start coming back in, then you might say, okay, Bitcoin's found a base and it might be reversing, right? I can already see it right now. Bitcoin's probably going to get some buyers coming in the next few weeks, and people are going to say, oh, see, look at the charts. And we're going to tell you, we never said it was going down. We said, look at the charts. Finally, Bitcoin reversed, had a reversal, and went up. As of right now, this is a terrible sign. This right here, it shows the bears are still in control. That is terrible. Right at the gap down. But here's the other thing, what people don't realize, just because there's potential reversal signs that might come, there's going to be all of this resistance, this left shoulder right here, this right shoulder on the head and shoulders. Then you're going to have to go up again. You're going to have another one right here, left shoulder here, right shoulder, plus the big middle finger. Who knows when or if this is ever going to get back up there. Bitcoin has no previous history. It's too new. It's all speculation. It may go up or it may tank, right? Being the biggest bubble in the history, that's what, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, that's what I've been hearing, that Bitcoin is the biggest bubble in history, right? So if it's the biggest bubble in history, we still don't know what's happening yet. It's either going to fall or it's going to go back up, right? There's no history, so it's pure speculation. So never, ever, ever listen to anybody that tells you to buy something on pure speculation. Look at the charts, do your own fundamental and technical research, and then go based upon that. So just want to show you again, we're not just biased against Bitcoin. You can see the middle finger right over here. This is on the Bitcoin charts. That's what I want to show you guys. X or /BTC. Someone said, so Thinkorswim, they don't have, this is their futures for Bitcoin. So as I was trying to tell you, the chart doesn't look much better here. It's just look at it. It's terrible. This is absolutely garbage. Bear flag, bear flag. And then part of the, what a flagpole here, maybe it'll pull back and go down. Who the heck knows? It's terrible. The chart is garbage. If you want to buy based upon and going on Bitcoin, this is, again, kind of a hammer, still a red hammer, not a green one. You want some green hammers and some dojis and some potential reversal. And then price needs to get back over these moving average lines. Then you want to see the 9 and the 20 cross and then start to push price up. This is the charts, right? This is what the pumpers are not telling people. And this is what gets us passionate and very angry, is that they're just pumping, and people, meanwhile, are losing their life savings. And then, you know, the lovers of the certain sectors get upset when we're calling out the charts. We could never tell anybody in our right minds to buy something when it's doing this way, right? Pot stocks. I'm just going to pull up a couple pot stocks. Again, then I'm going to show you guys some more. Again, I'm going off on tangents. That's just what I do. So sorry if you don't like it. That's how I am, right? Notorious pot stock pump and dump. So now I'm going to the pot stock sector. Huge FU, middle finger. I don't even know what you want to call this. You can call this a left shoulder here, middle finger, and then over here, you can call this a head, a left shoulder, and down here, right shoulder, or however you want to look at it. It's a middle finger, right? So now for pot stocks to turn around, you need to see buyers come back in, break up above right here, this left shoulder, get back above the moving averages and go up. It's all resistance. People say, okay, well, that's a garbage one, but how about TWMJF? That's the Mac Daddy of them all, that big Canadian pot stock. Well, here you go. The Canadian pot stock, TWMGF, the biggest one that everybody loves right now. FU pattern, middle finger, left shoulder, right shoulder, falling down below the neckline, heading down here. Where are the buyers? Show me where to buy, right? So pot stock pumpers that are saying to buy it right now, show me where to buy this stock. I would never in my right mind buy the stock until the buyers come back in. I see some hammers and dojis. I see some potential reversals. And then maybe as it's going up, it's got to break the resistance. So this is why we get so passionate in our group. This is why, again, so let's call it like it is, right? We're a group that we like to have discussion. We wish, unfortunately, we live in a world now that everybody seems to like to fight. They all like controversy. People just can't seem to get along with people that they disagree with. So my whole point being this, and then it goes into stock market groups. People just want to fight, right? So I'm trying to say this to you guys because we have nothing against Bitcoin, pot stocks, or any sectors, right? But the problem is a sector like Bitcoin and like the name like Robinhood, it triggers people, it gets people upset, right? So you're going to have some people that post about Bitcoin. If somebody just even asks a question about Bitcoin in our group, what it does is it attracts people that love Bitcoin, attracts people that love it, and then in the comments they fight. Same thing with Robinhood. Someone new comes in. Hey, what does everybody think about Robinhood? The people that love Robinhood come in, and then the people that hate Robinhood come in, and then they fight. We wish we could just let everybody talk about what they want. The problem is a lot of people aren't nice to each other. So that's why we've had to kind of delete some of these things. Again, not because we don't like Robinhood, not because we don't like Bitcoin, and same thing with pot stocks as well. So we're not deleting necessarily every post, but especially with Bitcoin and Robinhood, we have to delete a lot of them. Again, with Robinhood too, a lot of people ask a question, what does that do? It invites the Robinhood people that want to spam their links. So the problem is a lot of you might have a good question about Robinhood, but then the spammers come in and then they ruin it with posting their affiliate links, and then we have to delete the post. So my whole point being all this, guys, is we're doing the best we can with our community, with you guys. So if we delete something and you ask an innocent question, please don't take offense. We're just trying to make everything clean and good for everybody in our community. So just showing you some charts again with sectors. Again, I just showed you three. Yeah, I showed you the stock market, I showed you Bitcoin, and I showed you pot stocks. They all look like garbage. So what does that mean for the watch list? What does it mean for everything going forward? We don't know. That's very simply what it means. But what we do know is this, and what we're trying to teach y'all is that you can't just be biased one way in the stock market, right? If you're only a bull and you never learn how to adapt and be a bear, you're not going to be a successful trader unless you become super good at just being a bull and you just wait and you're patient. A lot of bulls will just wait for a dip buy. So, the real ones that are really good, they'll buy on the way up, maybe let the market shake down a little bit, find a reversal, and then they'll dip buy. So some bulls just stay permanent bulls, right? There's other traders that they trade based upon the market. They trade when the market goes up, they trade when the market goes down, kind of like a trend trader, right? So it's been really easy to trade the S&P for a while because it's just been going up. But when it starts to roll over, you're going to see, I already did the watch list already. Look at this, not many plays, but I'm going to show you this. 4 of these 5 plays are potential shorts that we have on the list. So if you've been following us for a while, you're going to see that I've been having tons on our watch list, 10 plus a day on stocks being bullish. I only have technically 1 on the watch list for Monday, right? There's nothing I can do. I don't want to give you guys garbage. And if you want to see if I'm biased or not, right, if you're a Bitcoin lover, the only one that I have that's bullish for Monday is MGTI, which is a Bitcoin stock. This is an FU pattern right here. This is a garbage pattern. But I'll show you again. I put it on as a potential bullish play. You can see a green candlestick. It's still kind of hovering here at the end of the day. But if the market goes bullish on Monday, so that's what I'm saying. Everything is so much uncertainty, nobody knows what the heck is going to happen on Monday. Again, so going back to uncertainty, guys, right? So again, man, my voice is. Give me a second. I'm going to pause this video for a second here. I got to get some water. Sorry about that, guys. Nobody knows what the markets are going to do. So let's talk about uncertainty. So we made that blog post. We made some videos last week showing the S&P, Bitcoin, lots of people's emotions on high alerts. So here's the thing. Markets react to uncertainty. We've seen some people that say, "What should I buy when the market's uncertain?" Obviously, sometimes when the market goes down or something's happening, there'll be a certain sector that pops up that really clearly defines what trend or something to get into. But then there's other times where everything seems like it's going down. You have no clue what to do, right? And people panic. They're losing money. They don't know what to do, X, Y, Z. So sometimes the best thing that you can do is just wait. Go liquid. Go cash. Doesn't mean, I'm not saying cash out your 401k. That's something you talk to your financial advisor, what you do there. I'm saying if you're a trader, sometimes the best decision that you can make is go liquid, go cash. Keep it in your account. Don't trade. Let a trend, let a sector, let something move and ride that trend. Like when Bitcoin was going up, if you watch the charts, you could have made a killing on Bitcoin. When it got overextended, you could have said, whoa, okay, probably a good time to sell here, at its peak, right? Let's go back to Bitcoin. What is it? Forward slash. I'm just going to go to I don't care what people say. I'm going to the ETF. It's just easier to show. You could have saw, very simple on the charts. You could have said, well, how would I know when to sell Bitcoin? Like, I didn't know. Well, it's very simple. The charts would have told you. You could have showed you right up here, RSI, overextended. When MACD started to cross over here, gave you a potential warning sign, as well as candlesticks. On the daily, you can see this massive green candlestick, and then this big, this red kind of indecision one, these tweezer tops, this two tops that have a peak that failed, that's a major warning sign. You could have got out right over here if you learned candlesticks and really protect yourself, right? So this is what we were so passionate about. We want to drill it into your heads, especially if you're new following us. The charts don't lie. It's very simple. Never listen to hype. The charts don't lie. Very simple. If this all seems foreign to you, then again, the great news is go over to our website and take our free courses. We're saving you $3,000 plus of free courses over here, right? People could say, well, I don't know, how can you prove that, right? Type in day trading course. Type in options trading course, type in swing trading course in Google and see how much those courses cost. There's very well-known companies out there that charge bundled packages for their courses together to get a day trading, a swing trading, and an options course for $3,000. And they're worth it. So we're not bashing anybody that charges. It's the nature of the beast. That's business, right? So paying for those courses is very valuable. All we did is we decided to take it, put it on our courses for free to help you get started, right? So we save you $3,000 to get started in the stock market. And we have a trading room where you can come and you can learn, and we set up trade alert setup. So again, our trade alerts are not your typical trade alerts. Make sure you read them here, and you're going to see why that we believe that they're better than other companies that send out trade alerts. But very simply, we do not make you dependent upon us. We teach you trading. We treat you independence. That's why when you see in our trade room, we're not going to call out trades to you. We're not going to show you our brokerage account because we're not stock pumpers, right? Whether people are doing it directly or indirectly, if you're in another trade room and they're calling out trades to you, I don't care what they tell you, they're pumping a stock, right? Because every time that they're calling out a trade, they get in that position before you, they call out the trade to you, you're chasing them, right? So if Tim, Dan, and myself go into the trade room, we get MGTI on Monday, we have our position, we call that out to you 5 seconds later, we're going to have hundreds of people potentially following us into that trade. We know that's going to bring in more volume, which is going to hit the scanners. It's going to pump it up. We're going to sell our orders, and then you're going to chase us out. We don't do that. That's not what we're about. We're about making you independent traders. So my point being is we have a trade room where we're going to help you, and we tell people this is what's awesome, like what we believe about our community, right? We set it up where, again, we save you all of this money up front to learn. Then we give you an amazing community to learn that's safe. We're now making sure the pumpers and the garbage people and the emotions and all that kind of stuff is staying out. We're making a safe community to really ask questions, to really a great place to learn. You can learn so much in our community. Then you can also learn so much in our courses. And then what you do is you take what you learn and you come into our trading room, and that's where you practice. Now, this is where we tell people never practice with real money. Practice with a virtual account like Thinkorswim or Interactive Brokers first. Do it for 6 months or a year. Yes, everybody wants to make money. We all want to hit home runs. We all want to make money in the stock market. But if you don't know how to trade, you should not be trading with real money. You should be practicing first. Now, where we're different is because we don't charge you thousands of dollars up front, and we don't charge you hundreds of dollars a month. If you look at our subscribe page, just to show you if you haven't been there yet, we charge you $9.99 a month. That's the cost of a Netflix payment, or $99 a year, which is the cost of an Amazon Prime membership. So you could literally, for the cost of an Amazon Prime membership, come in, not pay any upfront costs, pay $100 for the year, take the next year in your Thinkorswim account or virtual account with Interactive Brokers and learn trading. You could make hundreds and thousands of practice trades and not have any pressure whatsoever to make money in the stock market. This is what we have set up for you, and this is what we're about. We may up our prices down the road, but obviously we don't want to. The more people that join our community, the more we like to keep our movement growing and keep this pricing the same, right? We may add more down the road. We don't know. But ideally, like I said, when we had said before that we wanted to stay donation based, again, watch our video of what happened. But what happened when we were donation based, we had over 20,000 people, and in full transparency, only less than 10 people, 10, not 10,000, not 1,000, but 10 out of a community of over 20,000 people, less than 10 people donated. When we went membership base, we have a lot more than 10 people paying now. That's just the nature of beast. We had wished that everything people had donated, but hey, now we just say, hey, if you want to join us, it's $10 a month, and a lot more people are paying now, and everything's growing and everything's great. But my point being is you can come and learn for the cost of an Amazon Prime membership and have no pressure to learn trading. You can come join our trade room every day, receive our trade alert setups, take our courses. We have in our trade room a live screen share for trade ideas. So that's a $100 tool a month that you can save some money on to really practice with. We're going to be adding a lot more to our members only page. We're going to put more content. We're still trying to catch up, guys, so please be patient with us. We're going to put more videos back there. We have our options alerts back there, and we're going to be doing a lot more updates with that. I'm also going to be sending out our swing trade alerts, or you're right up here, day trade and swing trade watch list. We're going to send out the swing trade alerts, and then I'm going to also include some options change in there. I also so we're basically going to add I took some photos of some options. I'm going to show you a little bit later when I do the watch list, but we're going to add the content for an so when we put the alert levels in there, you're going to see the options chains on there as well, to make it easier, right? So we're going to put the swing trade as well as options alerts, as well as options chains that you can look at to make it easier for you. One change that we did, some of you may not like it, but we took off swing trade watch list from the free membership. So you're just going to get our daily watch list each day. We are including the swing trade for only paid members only. Sorry if you don't like it. Not to be insulting, but we are only $10 per month. If you can't pay $10 a month to get everything that we offer, then I'm sorry that you're disappointed. There's other things I might want to say, but I try to be nice all the time. I'm so blunt. I'm not the best at being politically correct, guys. I apologize. I am who I am. But it's $10 a month. One trade a month will pay for that. So we are still giving you a daily watch. So you get all of this. Literally, you're not going to find a cheaper price anywhere to learn the stock market. We are not about price. We don't compare ourselves to the other companies or gurus. We actually really love and respect a lot of the other gurus and companies. We learned a lot from them. We think they're awesome. You could use us in place of them, or you can use us in conjunction with them. I'm sure a lot of people have our membership and our members somewhere else, and we think that's great. You can learn everywhere. You're always going to be continuously learning in the stock market. But the difference we just made, the only real thing that we did with the free is we removed the swing trade watch list. It's now included in the membership. We are going to do in the near future, we're going to take some of our other videos down and make them private. So in some of our courses, there's going to be a handful of videos probably that we're going to make private and private access for members only. We're not going to tell you which ones those are right now, but you will probably see those go private very soon. Again, it's $10 a month. I don't want to stress it, but that's the deal. Again, this video is going to be a lot longer than more of my typical watch list videos, because I'm trying to get reacquainted with you guys and talk to some of you newbies, let you know what's going on. But that's kind of it. So if you want to learn the stock market, we set you up. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but I don't know of anybody that's going to give you what we offer, for what we do. Logging into our site, for anybody that has questions there, it's very simple over here. Log in. It's email, password, right? Your email address, password. Once you log in, you click on Trading Room, and there'll be also a members only page. Once you log in, you'll be able to see that. On mobile, we're working on fixing it. It's a little bit cumbersome on mobile, but on mobile, you would basically come down to the bottom. there's like a widget on the bottom. So you got to go to the bottom of the page. We're going to work on trying to fix that. But again, we're just 3 guys. We're trying to do the best we can to help you guys out. So that is that. I don't know what else to say other than watch list. Okay, so I kind of led you up with that, all this market uncertainty, all of those things, because we want to now start taking you into the other area of, shorting or buying puts with options, right? So everything that we've been doing is we send out bullish watch lists, which either you could buy stock or you could buy options on, right? So now when you start to see potential reversals, now you can either short or buy puts. Again, if you want to learn how that's done, watch our shorting videos on our YouTube, take our options course. Get yourself set up with a virtual account like TD Ameritrade with Thinkorswim or Interactive Brokers. Now, Thinkorswim has terrible access for short. They're awful shorting broker. But sometimes you can get some shares to short. Interactive Brokers, on the other hand, very good broker overall to get shares to short. So I believe you got to have 10 grand to get an account set up with Interactive Brokers, or I think if you're under 25, it might be, I don't know if it's 2,500 or something like that. But if you don't have money to open an Interactive Brokers account, what I'm going to start doing with our watch list is trying to get you guys shares to short within Thinkorswim. So I'm going to try to tailor our watch list. They might be a little bit smaller or more targeted so that when I put something on a watch list, it will be shortable, ideally within Thinkorswim. So it'll be a great place to practice. What the heck is that? Battery level. I don't know what that is. Give me 1 second. Let me pause this. All right, guys, I don't know what the heck that was. I just got a battery level low thing. I don't even know what the heck that was. So if this video cuts me off for talking too much, I'll just produce it the way it is, and I'll apologize if it get cut off. But, so, ETB means easy to borrow, right? So that means you can get shares ETB to short within Thinkorswim. Oh, let me go back to what I was saying. Practice in a virtual account, not with real money. Shorting is not scary. It's only scary if you don't know what you're doing, number 1. And number 2, if you're holding shares potentially long term without looking at charts, then anything when you don't know how to trade is going to be scary. It's scary holding. Perfect analogy. This might make some of you upset, but it's perfect. It's scary holding Bitcoin on the way up and then it dumps on you, right? So if you don't know charts, and you're holding Bitcoin, you buy it up here and then it dumps on you, that's scary, right? If you're shorting something, if you're shorting, let's say over here, and then like it goes up, well, that's going to be scary, right? If you don't know what's going on, that's why you got to watch the charts. Charts. And that song, what is it? Shots. So I say charts. So it's like, my point being is watch the charts, right? So when I do the watch list videos, in our watch list, I'm gonna try to focus on getting you guys shares to short within Thinkorswim. I know a lot of you guys use Thinkorswim. We love them. We think they're great. Thinkorswim's a good broker overall. They're decent for day trading. They're not great. If you don't need editable hotkeys, then they're fine. They have something called these big buttons over here. Make sure you take our Thinkorswim course where you can buy the ask, sell the bid, or buy the ask, sell the ask. These are like hotkeys. If you put auto send on and do this, you can kind of put the quantity of the order and sell and buy or sell that way. It's very good. Probably 9 times out of 10 you'll be fine. But if you're looking to get in on something and it either completely tanks and you want to get out really quick, you might sell the bid and miss it. Or if you want to buy the ask on something and it goes up really quick, you might miss it. I'll probably say 80% of the time you'll be fine. But Interactive Brokers does allow you editable hotkeys where you could, let's say, buy the ask with a 5 cent or 10 cent buffer, or you can sell the bid with a 5 cent or 10 cent buffer to almost ensure yourself being able to get in and out of a position for protection. So if you're looking to really day trade, we highly recommend Interactive Brokers if you have at least 10,000. If you don't, get Thinkorswim, set up your virtual account, and just get ready to practice. And then when you get our watch list now moving forward and you're practicing in your virtual account, you're either going to be practicing longing or practicing shorting. You can practice also shorting in a market that goes up when you find like something finds a reversal. So you can see in a bullish market, you could, kind of sit back and, say with Bitcoin, if you were trading, let's just pretend like this was, a stock you were trading, you could wait for a stock to find its peak. Once it finds its peak and you see something like this tweezer tops and you can see like it can't break a previous high, that's a potential short. When you see a stock go like this is hard to trade one with long dicks or long wicks and dojis or long wicks and shadows. But once it starts to fall like kind of, below like an area, like we're shorting, you'll see like, let's say this is a smaller candle up here, not with all the wicks. Once it closes below this candle, then you can start to potentially short it using, previous highs as a stop. This is a terrible example, but you'll see watching our shorting videos. I'm just kind of trying to show you from here. So when you see our watch list, you're going to see over here, I have 4 of them on here that are for potential shorts and 1 to potentially long. And I don't even love the one that's longy. You can't short this MGTI one. It's not to borrow, at least with Thinkorswim. Again, I'm trying to make these to watch lists to make it easier for all y'all. But, MGTI, again, you'll see this is a very short watch list. MGTI, you'll see this pattern's terrible. I don't even necessarily love it to long, but I put it on here. It was kind of holding its highs. We'll see what happens. But if it can kind of get above this 261 area, that's the other thing I want to, again, make sure you watch or read about our trade alert setups and how they work. Hold on, I just dropped something. Trade alert setups and how they work. But I'm trying to get you guys the alert setups before it breaks a certain area. So ideally, to give you some time, I want to see MGTI get up above 269, which is the high of day on Friday. Then I'm going to be careful of that 20 EMA for resistance. But I put the alert here at 261 because that means it's holding previous close. If it holds and goes to 262 or 263, it's not, again, it's not a buy area. If you read our trade alerts, it's a trigger area to look and see if it goes to 263, 4, or 5. It gives you enough time to see that if the pattern looks like it's going to break that 269, it gives you a chance to potentially get in and prepared ahead of time so that if the stock does break 269, you ideally want it to hold. If the price breaks above 269 and then falls, that's a potentially bearish sign. Got to watch the intraday patterns. If you don't know what I'm talking about, take our courses. But if you were able to get in and it looks good, you can either get in potentially before the 269 break, or the other thing that people can do, sometimes you'll get false breakouts. Some people will wait for it to break 269. Maybe it'll go up a few cents, retest 269, and maybe form a potential bull flag. And then at that point, if it goes up, that's when they might take an entry. So you can either potentially get on something in anticipation of a break or retest of a break, but be very careful if something just breaks out, buying it on the breakout on the way up, unless you know what you're doing. You got to be very careful. So this isn't really the only potential bullish play that I have on for Monday, because there's really nothing going on. So much uncertainty, right? So let me show you some things with shorting. Again, this is not a shorting video. Watch our shorting playlist and take our courses, but I'm going to show you a couple examples, right, of why I put them on here. ZFGN, I put that on here because, first of all, it is easy to borrow. There's 3 green days. You got to be very careful also with these ones that have these wicks and like shadows like this. So you want to be very careful with them. But I put at or below 750, $half amount, whole and $half amounts are support or psychological support and resistance areas. You'll see this kind of long wick up top here. But what could happen is this stock might, maybe it'll go, I'm just giving hypothetical, maybe it'll break 750 and go up to 775 on Monday, right? Maybe it'll reject off this previous high and then come back down. So you could wait, see if it rejects off this this area up here. If it starts to fade and the pattern looks good, you could always short on the way down using this candle wick as a potential stop. Or you could also wait, $half amount here. Let's say it goes up and 750 starts to fail. ideally you want to get it at the short at a peak, just like you want to buy at support. You want to ideally short at resistance levels and buy at support areas. So if price starts to fall below 750, maybe you get an entry either a little bit before, or maybe you wait for it to fall below 750, see if it kind of goes back, retest. If it fails, maybe you'll take a short below 750. Using 750 as your cover area, right? Usually after 3 green areas, 3 green days, you want to be careful. Shorts usually come in. They look for, to short on the, 4th day or 5th day. Sometimes it goes a little bit more. But my whole point being is this 750 is a great area for stop, right? You don't necessarily want to short on the way down, and then, you could use this area if you feel comfortable, but it's not the best. It's not the best example. There's a couple other better ones here. So the point being on this, if you really want to short right away, you can sell the bid. So now when you're buying a stock, you buy the ask, sell the bid if you wanted to get in right away. Obviously, we recommend limit orders and finding your right entries. But just for sake of example, if you're buying a stock and you're bullish, you buy the ask, then you sell the bid. Buy the ask gets you in right away, sell the bid gets you out right away, as long as that's if it's a typical stock, right? Shorting, just the complete opposite. You would sell the bid and then buy the ask to cover. When you're covering, all you're doing is buying. This is where it's not that scary. If you're selling or day trading, it's not that scary as long as you're looking at the charts. You're just borrowing shares from your broker, and when you cover, it just basically makes you even. It's not scary, right? When you're buying shares of a stock, you're buying share of a stock, you own it, and then you sell it when you want to get rid of it. When you're shorting, I don't know what the heck that is. When you're shorting, you're borrowing shares from your broker, and then when you cover, it just makes you even again. So basically, let's say you were to short ZFGN at 750, you're going to borrow shares from your broker. That it's just going to happen automatically. You don't have to go through the process. You're going to hit sell the bid, right? As long as the ETB still stays there and they still have shares, you sell, short or sell the bid at 750. That means you're negative 100 shares. Don't even worry about it. Don't even think about it, and be afraid about it, because you're ideally, if you're new and you're practicing, first of all, you don't have to worry because you're practicing. If you were trading with real money, obviously, if you're shorting, you're going to want to obviously cover intraday that same day, unless you're really good and know what the heck you're doing. If you know what the heck you're doing, you're not going to worry about shorting anyways. So if you're new, don't even worry the fact that you're negative 100 shares, because what's going to happen is you're going to sell the bid, right? You're going to be let's say a negative 100 shares or negative 1,000 shares, right? All you're going to do is when you buy to cover, you're just going to buy the ask, right? That's to get to cover right away. If you want to get a better deal, you can buy the bid or put limit orders. I'm just trying to show you guys simplified methods in this using Thinkorswim. So let's say price goes up and broaches 750, it rejects. Let's say the pattern looks good and you want to short it, you can sell the bid, right? Now you're negative 100 shares below 750. Now you're going to look at support levels on the way down. It's not the greatest chart. Let me go to a different one. Let's see, is that a good one? That's not the best one. Yeah, this is pretty good. So right here, this is another one, whole and half dollar amounts. No coincidence, right? So you're going to see over here, previous resistance area, kind of a cut pattern, broke out, came back down. You have a head now, potential left shoulder here or left shoulder here. Bottom line, you can do a resistance area here. Now it's kind of like heading down to another area, and you can see all these candles and stuff in here. If this area is a potentially area of support, if this breaks, it can fall down to this area here. So now let's say, right, for instance here, let's say you sold the bid at 445. Not telling you to do it. Let's say the pattern can't break 450 come Monday. It can't break above that half dollar amount. Then you sold the bid, right? You sell the bid. Let's say you shorted it at 445. You're negative whatever. Let's say negative 100 shares at 445. Now, this support area now becomes resistance. So if price falls and then goes back over 445 and heading to 450 and it starts breaking these areas, that's a potential that's potentially now the stock reversing. You might want to cover. But this is a great area. Whole and half dollar amounts are great areas for stop losses. We ideally tell people to manually put your own stop loss in and not put them in the system. That's why you want to practice to be able to make the trade yourself. But if you can't, maybe give yourself a buffer, like, maybe give yourself a 5-cent buffer above or below whole and half dollar amounts, just so market makers don't trigger your stops on purpose. So, now, let's say this 445 is rejecting and it falls down. You can see the support level down here. So you can say, okay, well, this has the potential to fall from 445 down to this 410-ish area. Obviously, could fall down to 4. You don't know. But there's a potential for, what is that, 30, 40 cents, right? So you just got to watch the patterns. So if this continues to fall, and let's say you can see, let's say we're going to buy back down this area. You got to watch level 2, time and sales, candlesticks, all of that stuff, right? Nobody can tell you when to get in out of a trade. There's no perfect way. Even the best traders fail 40% of the time, right? Because anything can happen in the markets. So all you would do to cover, let's say this falls down, you get down to this 10-ish area, and you're like, I'm going to cover down here. All you would do is buy the ask. So you sold the bid at 445 and you bought the ask at 410. So 445 to 410, that's a 35-cent difference. So you basically sold at 445. Your broker lent you shares at 445. You bought them back at 410. That means your broker owes you 35 cents per share. 35 cents times 100. I don't know what that is right now. My brain's not working. 35 bucks. That's shorting, right? Just the opposite of longing. It's not scary. It's just looking at support and resistance from a different area. That's all it works, right? So we put right here at or below 445. It's below a half dollar amount. It is falling. It is heading towards the oversold area. Buyers could come back in. We don't know what's going to happen, but we do know that this is a critical area of support. It could fall down more. If the buyers come in over here, if market's bullish on Monday and starts going up, well, now you want to see price get back over this 465 area. And if it does, maybe it'll head up. You can see the 9 and 20 are crossed downwards. That's negative, but maybe the 9 and the 20 will go back up. Maybe MACD will cross. Got to always watch the charts. But I really wanted to, again, show you guys on shorting and how it works here. ZFGN, same thing. Let's go back to this one, that 750 area. That's a critical cover area. If you were to short and the pattern was good and you sold the bid, I'm just saying sell the bid. Obviously, you want to try to get a better deal, but selling the bid gets you in the position right away. Selling the ask is another great way to maybe try to get a better deal, but I'm just saying right away, let's say you sold at 750, price falls down. But then it kind of goes right back up and it goes, over 750 again. You might want to look to cover. So sell the bid, buy the ask to cover. So buy the ask on the way up, sell the bid to get out of your position. But when shorting, sell the bid to enter your position, buy the ask to cover. And then when you get comfortable, then practice using, selling the ask, buy the bid. But if you're paper trading and you're in Thinkorswim, I would literally recommend just getting these easy to borrow ones, looking at charts and patterns, and just go through a motion. Make a couple hundred trades of sell the bid, buy the ask, sell the bid, buy the ask, back and forth, nonstop. Just do this over and over and over. Find anything that's ETB and Thinkorswim in your virtual account and just practice motion. Sell the bid, buy the ask, sell the bid, buy the ask. And then when you get comfortable, sell the ask, buy the bid. You would sell the ask, so maybe price is falling down here below 750, but a lot of people will wait for price to bounce back up to go retest 750, so they might wait to sell the ask then as price is going back up. Sell the bid, sometimes you can be catching the falling knife, but it's all a matter of your preference. GCAP, again, right here, you can see price is testing this 200 SMA. I put it right below 687. You want to look at that 200 SMA. That's a very critical area. If that falls, then that 200 SMA will become resistance. So if it falls below 287, that could fall. It's got a ways to potentially fall, right? I don't know. We have no clue how far it'll fall. But if it does fall and let's say you sold the bid at 687, I would use $7 definitely as a stop, a whole dollar amount. If you want to be careful, those whole and half dollar amounts. And if price falls below 687, determine your risk. But you sold the bid, let's say, and you watch it fall down, and now you're like, okay, price is starting to reverse down over here. Buy the ask to cover, right? Sell the bid, buy the ask. Sell the bid, buy the ask. Repetition is the key. CLD, again, I think I already said that one, 445. If that falls, let's say you sold the bid and price started broaching back around 450 again, buy the ask to cover, right? Practice the motion, sell the bid, buy the ask, sell the bid, buy the ask. If you want to practice longing, buy the ask, sell the bid, buy the ask, sell the bid. Our watch list can be played either way. When you see ETB, then you can short them, right? In Thinkorswim. But this is how you learn to trade in any market. So that's why you don't see Tim, Dan, or myself. We're not panicking when the market's tanking. We're not panicking because we're chartists, we're traders. We know how to play the market up. We know how to play the market down. Once you learn how to short, once you learn how to buy puts, it becomes very fun. You just really want the market to choose a direction. So when it gets in indecision mode, like a day like Friday, it could be crazy. You don't know what the heck to do. But come Monday, if the market starts rolling over and starts tanking and going downwards and starts creating a trend of going downward, we're just gonna do the opposite of what we did on the way up: short it or buy puts. That's it. Or if you're not comfortable shorting or buying puts, look at dip buys, buying at support areas. So let's say the buyers came in down over here around this 450. Maybe someone would take a position out here at 450 using this 465 as resistance. You get in down here, 465 rejects. Then maybe you look to sell. But if you got in around this 450 area and the buyers came in, then it breaks above 465, then you might be able to hold and look, at these areas of support and resistance on the way up, right? It's all about support and resistance. And let's see, ITI, same thing, another one here. It's already falling over. You can see the moving averages fading. You can see kind of this area here. It's at the support area. If it falls below 607, obviously look at whole and half dollars on the way down, just kind of marking out this area. Sell the bid, buy the ask. If $6, I put it at 606. Obviously, $6 is going to be a critical area because that's a whole dollar amount. So maybe I'm not saying to do this, but maybe someone would take a short, at 606 to get in ahead of time if the pattern was still bearish. Watch for 6 to crack. If 6 cracked, and faded downwards, then that's great. But if the buyer started to come in and it starts to reverse, then maybe you would use 606 or 610 as a stop level. So let's say you shorted, sold the bid at 606, then you could buy the ask at 608 or 609 or 610, depending whatever your stop is. But be very careful. Always predefine your risk and have your stops set up. So again, if you've been following us, if you are a free member, I'm sorry, but you're only getting the daily watch list from now on. You got to pay $10 a month to get the swing trade watch list from now on. For those of you that are paying members, we know that again, we've gotten some feedback. Again, some people have said you give a ton away for free, and and you give a little bit more to paid. So that's kind of been the way that it's been. But we're going to be giving a lot more away to the paid members. We've heard some feedback. We're going off of that. So please be patient with you guys, with us guys. We're going to give you lots more private content with webinars, the swing trade list and the watch lists and stuff, and the watch list alerts. We have a lot more coming to you guys. Again, like I said, Tim, Dan, and I, we're just 3 dudes trying to get things going and trying to help you guys out. And we are just constantly evolving as a community. So my voice is on its edge over here, so I'm going to wrap this up. Again, if you're not a member of our community, come and join us on Facebook. It's a safe place to learn. Lots of changes, meaning good changes, meaning we've heard you guys. We heard, some feedback. We're trying to make everything, short up in there. Make sure y'all have a great, safe place to learn. Here's the simplest thing. This is the thing that we'd ask you guys to do that would really help us out and help you guys out. If you're in our community, if you see a troll, if you see a spammer, if you see somebody that's being negative, there's something very simple that you can do that can help us out and you out at the same exact time. Report it, right? Very simple. Just go up to the post, click report, or click on the comment, click report. And what happens is we actually get notified right away. There'll be a section right here, like in red, that'll say reported post or reported comment. That's the best way to get us. Don't even bother tagging us. Just report the comment, report the thread. It immediately alerts us, and then we'll look at it. Many of the times we'll delete it. Sometimes, some people report stuff that don't necessarily need to be reported. We're trying to find a happy medium. We want to give people the freedom to be able to talk and share in there, and we also got to give a tight leash so that, again, unfortunately, we live in a world now that people don't like to be nice to each other. Whether it's politics or Bitcoin or Robinhood or pot stocks, unfortunately, people are not nice to each other. So we try to limit all that. So again, we do our best in our community to make sure it's clean and run properly. So please be patient with us. But if you see something you don't like, so simple, just report it. It comes right to us. We're usually on it super quickly. All right. Also, to make sure you like and follow our fan page. We are the Bullish Bears. We call ourselves Stock Market Community just to differentiate ourselves from our fan page, Bullish Bears. So like and follow our fan page and join our community over here. On our website, take our free courses, $3,000 plus over here. Come join our trading room, our trade alert setups. We are not just day traders. We are swing traders and options traders as well. You're going to be getting more options content with us going forward. Again, we're just trying to catch up. So now we send out swing trade watch lists. We're sending out the options chains with them. Just so it's an easy way for you to be able to pull it up. And if you don't know how to trade options chains, take our courses. When we send out our trade alerts, again, whether they're day trade, swing trade, or options, please read this. They are not telling you to buy. When we send something, they are not buy recommendations. They are alert levels to look at. And we are all about teaching you to empower yourself to become a good trader. We're not about you coming in and copying our trades because that's going to just make you fail as a trader. Again, read our trade alerts to understand why. You can come and subscribe over here by clicking the subscribe button. Again, we're the cost of 2 Starbucks coffees or half of an oil change at Jiffy Lube. We're just trying to have fun with it, guys. Again, we're not trying to compare ourselves to anybody else. We don't care what anybody else does. We love all the other people and all the other traders and gurus and all that. We think they're awesome. So, if you want to join us and just stay with us, great. If you want to join us and go with them too, do whatever you like. We make it affordable for everybody. So, and if you can't afford it, maybe cut down on a couple Starbucks coffees or a McDonald's value meal, and then you'll be able to afford it. But bottom line, you can come and learn. We're a safe community to learn. We don't take hardly any of your money. This is just helping us to run things. And ideally, the more people that come in and as we grow, the whole goal is to get Tim, Dan, and myself doing this full time so that we can give even more back to you guys. Guys, we're just beginning. There's so much more in visions of things and plans that we have that we haven't even started yet, right? There's a lot more we're going to do for you guys. So just please be patient with us as we grow. We would greatly appreciate it. We try to do our best that we can to help y'all out. And last but not least, because I am spent here, my voice is shot. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, tons of content. Come down over here, watch all these videos and or whatever videos that you like. Here's the ones for shorting over here if you want to learn shorting, and then take our options course on our website. So this video was long, and I'll make the other one shorter, but again, just wanted to let y'all know what's been happening, and hopefully this helped you guys all, and happy trading on Monday. Enjoy.